Hey, welcome back everybody. Sign here again with another episode of my Enigmatica 2 Expert Extended playthrough. And I got all my empowers made. I haven't hooked them up yet because that's honestly going to take a while. And I don't really need them right this moment. I'm still trying to decide how I'm going to do power. I think it's just going to be conduits from underneath, but... Well, these things are only half blocks, so... Here, I'll just do this as an example. Any power source I connect to the top... Okay, that's not going to actually work. Is going to be right there, right? It's going to be hovering. So basically you have to power from underneath. I could do energy lasers from, that is an idea actually. The lasers from actually additions, these guys, energy laser relays. You have to make these to make the item ones anyway. And I can repurpose my item lasers back into these. I'm going to need more, mind you, but it means the item lasers aren't going to go to waste, which is a plus. So let me go grab those real quick and we'll... I have 4 advanced. I'll keep those for other purposes. I need 4 more, so I just need 1 more recipe. Okay, I mean, that's a thing. Look at me getting distracted because that's not what I wanted to do this episode at all. But I just wanted to show off what I'd done. What are we missing? We're missing you. Yeah, we're missing the Enigmatics. I need to get my forestry machines hooked back up. Okay, you go in there for now. Back to main purpose. Advanced generators. I've got a room built back here that I can put my multi-blocks into. And actually I'm going to break that out and that as well. Wow, my inventory is full. We need these, the redstone control modules, right? There. Now, let me see if this recipe's been changed at all. The breaker switches, right? That's right, I have to look it up over here. I actually haven't checked if this actually is bugged or not, right? Doesn't seem to be. There was a bug report about JEI Sync breaking the inventory panels. I'm not sure why, but... Oh yeah, the icebreaker from Immersive Petroleum. These guys. Breaker switches from Immersive Engineering. Right. Give me 2 of those. Yeah, I love those. All right, so I have my Syngas producer controller. Oh. And I have a gas turbine controller. There. Right. And from out here, that's all we're going to see. We're going to see, the Syngas. And it's going to have redstone control. Same with our gas turbine controller. Everything is going to be happening back here. Now, granted, there is a lot of extra space here, right? Let me go ahead and put the fuel air mixer, the one part I can make so far. There we go. We now have this guy hooked up. It needs at least 1 turbine. Okay, well, thank you for that. You require at least 1 mixing chamber. Well, I've got 25 of those. Okay. Wow, that's a huge icon, isn't it? Look at the size of that thing. That is massive. If we compare it to this, I mean, yeah. Okay, sidetracked again. Nope, stop. Right-clicking on those. Then 1 extra can go there, right? So we have our mixing chamber. Now what are you going to complain about? Nothing. Awesome. So we are going to need things like item and fluid input into this thing. Fluid intake valve. Boom, we can have up to 5 of these, which is fine. We don't need 5 right now. A fluid output valve. I am going to put... where do I put this? Right here, because that's not going to stay put. Actually, here, let me get rid of that. This. Clean this room up later, but for now, we'll just put lantern there. We have some light over there. I mean, nothing can spawn in here. This is just lighting so we can see what the hell we're doing. Gas intake valve. I don't know if I need that for the syngas producer, I am going to need an item input port. And then for this guy, we are going to need a flux generator eventually. So I'm just going to put this down like there for now. And then gas intake valve, you're going to need that as well. That can go there. I still have to make turbines for that. Heating chambers. Yes, this will actually make this thing produce much faster. Kind of overkilled on the space, I think, right? So we need to add in water and carbon of some flavor. I could input steam into here. How am I going to make steam? Because that would enable this thing to use, because it'll burn the carbon we add to it, logs and whatnot, to make heat, to turn the water into steam, and then it'll turn steam and carbon into syngas. So, oh, there's these steam turbines here, the steel ones. Gold plated, inertia 130%. Wow. Why would you use gold plated? Like, what? How do you make these? Just, I need empowered erratic. Okay. We have to do in block form, which is honestly fine. I would do it that way anyway. We need beryllium, which is going to be coming from the rock crusher and andesite. So rock crusher is definitely something I need to add in. I've got it in my wish list here, like way up here. One of the reasons I'm actually making this is so I can power a rock crusher, because those things drink a lot of power. All the nuclear craft machines just take a bunch of power. Wait, superheated steam, no. Steam from advanced generators, yes. There's a steam reservoir we can use the pump jack on, heat exchanger, distilled water. That's probably IC2 distilled water, and that gives like quite a bit more. It's 300 times. This is like 3 times. Water is not really the issue, but the overall heating kind of is. Hot spring water is also 300 times, and then distilled water again. Well, this distilled water is 400 times. Where does this one come from? It doesn't say. Okay, great, thank you. This one we can run the distiller, and that'll actually give us salt, which we need in the future anyway. And this is immersive technology here. Exhaust steam water equals distilled water and hot spring water. Okay, so we get both out of there. Something to play around with in the future. The solar tower, we can make steam. The solar tower is actually pretty decent. Is this distilled water I want to know how to get? Distiller, heat exchanger, right? The distiller literally only turns water into distilled water. So half of our water gets turned into the, you know, that's, I've got the book on me, right? James manual. Immersive technology, distiller. Okay, builds above, da da da. Okay, applying redstone controller. Distilled water and salt. It needs energy. It doesn't say how much energy though. That's what I was kind of curious about. This is a very basic machine that we could put together without too many issues, and I could do it back here. Hey, hammer, come here. It gets kind of dark in here without that torch back here. Just a wee bit dark. Well, no, not that to the offhand. This to the offhand. Thank you. Okay, so what did I need for the distiller again, right? Steel scaffolding, fluid pipes, redstone engineering block, light, and tin iron sheet metal. Yeah, that's pretty easy to put together. With the magic of editing and wireless inventory, we have everything we need. So let me... Nope, not that. It is that, right? No. Which damn hotkey is it? Oh, that's right. It is that. Okay. I had numlock off for some reason. Okay, distiller from Immersive Technology. All right. And now we go here. You go there. You know what? Bring you forward one more block. So I don't know if I need room behind it or not. All right, go ahead and turn printer on. Get close, and hey, look at that. We are good to go. I pulled my engineer's hammer out of that Omniwand because I'm not sure if this thing was to break, Or if my IC2 wrench was to break, what it would do to the OmniWand. Because those two tools actually have durability, and that kind of worries me a little bit. So we have a water input over here, right? So we're going to do an aqueous accumulator there, most likely. Output is on the backside. Power goes in here. Which actually, I do have this guy here. I've been looking for a place to put this. That way I have an area. Wow, that filled up really quick. Okay. That way I have an area to link cards without having to go all the way outside to my tree farm or whatever. So UR fluid intake. There was a gas intake valve, which I think I might need for steam. I'm not sure. Actually, fluid should work, I think, right? You go there for now. Stop that. There. The flickering was getting on my nerves whenever I'd walk over the redstone ore. And let's see. Oh yeah, I'm annoyed with this. Right, because, you know, it's like, oh hey, docking station, right? And yeah, it doesn't really mention a whole lot here until you go to use it, and then it pops up this wonderful thing in chat that you need a crystalline or crystalline catalyst in the inventory to insert Danknull into the Danknull docking station. So I went to the effort to make that docking station. Like, okay, well, I didn't see what the recipe was. You actually have to have the catalyst in here, and crystalline's a little bit out of my reach right now. Just a tiny bit. Actually, I was kind of looking at it from a material standpoint. Oh wow, we can orange crystal block. We can get a block of crystalline. Interesting. I'll have to play around with that later. Yeah, elite crafting though, right? Material standpoint, it's glitch and mana infused is what I'm short of. Glitch, I need to get into deep mob evolution. Mana infused ingots come from, well, you know, not that. Here, give me back the actual ore block, would you? No. Okay, you know what? There's an ore block there. There we go. Fluid interactions. The silver plus primal mana. You can get mana infused. Okay, well, primal mana is an alloy of Spectre and Flux Goo from Thaumcraft, nonetheless, right? Bottle of Taint equals Flux Goo. Or we can pump jacket, which I think is going to be the preferred method. So I don't have to worry about that stuff being in the world, but yeah. So it's a little ways away yet. Or, you know, I can also go to a different planet to get my hands on to mana infused. All right, so you just need water now, right? And then we're going to need a way to deal with the items. Downside is going to be, can you give me that remote? Need 2 iron gears and a device frame, which is made in a thermionic fabricator. So I have to get that back down too. That's 8 tin around a copper gear. All right, I think I got everything kind of sort of set up. Oh, that's right, I have everything set up to go back into the system now. So here I need you. And that'll be you in there. Boom. Heating up. Looks like the wireless is sufficient to power this thing, which is good. Makes things just so much easier. Now in the future, I'm going to need probably like 20 thermionic fabricators. I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of things to make. Maybe not 20. 20 might be a bit of a exaggeration, but like I'm going to need a lot of device frames in the future. And hot. There we go. But yeah, you need these things, and we're running back through thermionic fabricator to make machine frames, or we use the precision assembler as well. This is a good size multi-block though. This is a single block wonders. And we still have to add like liquid glass, and it makes multiples at a time. This is the more efficient method, but this is much smaller and compact. And then we also need it for, obviously, things like that. I did run iron through my gear press, and also the speeding up that factory hopper works perfectly with these metal presses. It has no problems. Hey, look, we got our gears. Okay, you go away for now. Give it a second. We are going to make ourselves an aqueous accumulator, and I need to wait. Okay. No, not that. This one. There it goes. There you are. Do I have my water on me, or I need to refill that thing? I've got 3 buckets of water. Okay. Which is perfect, actually, because I need 3 buckets of water for where I want to set this accumulator up at. So it'll be you, you, and you. And then how about we do this? I'll just go ahead and refill this thing real quick. It is a harden, so this is going to take a little bit of time. But it's something I have to do like once every 2 weeks. It's not exactly a hard and difficult thing to pull off. There we go. Boom. All right. Pipe. Just give me a bunch of these because they look cool and I like how they look. Also, these things have a near infinite throughput. It's mainly restricted based off of injection speed, right? There's our fluid intake, so we're just going to bring this over 1. There you go. Yay, cinnabar. Nice. Now, can I... that, right? That is my item output. Where the hell is my fluid output? Dang it. Something I need to think about. It's probably back here on this side then, huh? Let's... yeah, there's our fluid output. Okay. I mean, that's not a problem. Actually works out slightly better for us. Do that. Me... a little bit of a mess here. Okay, so I need a box or probably a drawer would be good back there. Not that. That is my raw ores I have not processed yet box. I need to get my thermal centrifuge and everything set back up so I can at least produce silver, right? Everything else, it's really slow, but also I haven't gone mining for a long time and it's full. Pipes. That's what I was going for, right? You're going to connect there? Yeah, you connect there. Sweet. Okay. Okay, so you are making distilled water. Very good. That is our fluid intake valve. It's not letting the water in. All right. We were looking at distilled water earlier, right? This one, the dark blue one? Yeah, I think so. No, it's the light blue one. This one. So the distiller makes this stuff, which can then go into the heat exchanger. That's right, we need to heat this stuff up now. That's right. Could run it to a solar tower. I could run it to a heat exchanger here. Or I could run it to a boiler, which just takes power. That's a 4-to-1 there, though. It's not the greatest. All right. Steam. Right. The heat exchanger is what was giving me, like, the 300 times return. I need to pump a hot fluid into this thing, though, is the problem. Which means probably lava. I don't have a really good source of lava right now. Okay. Take a look at how big this boiler is, right? Do 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 do. Turbine power systems? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Here, pause that. So it's a 5 by 3 by 3 thing. Okay, that's not terrible, and it's mainly sheet metal. It's more heavy engineering, but that's not really a problem. Water and distills water. Da da da. Hatch on the left is marked with blue dot. Fuel can be input and hatch with the blue dot on the right. It's a fuel, not power. It needs to warm up, which requires fuel. You know, I was kind of complaining. Well, I need a liquid or a solid fuel, though. Default fuel is diesel. Ah, right then. I don't have diesel. Diesel means oil. Dang it. Okay, so we're probably not going to be using the boiler. Okay. I'll just clean that. Heat exchanger. Da-da-da. Okay. Countercurrent heat exchanger means hot fluid is output from the side. The hot fluid is output from the side. The hot fluid is input. Vice versa for the cold. Okay. Let's look at the solar tower. This might be our best option. This thing is freaking huge. Needs 80 steel fences. I've got the steel. I'm not worried about that. Needs 2 radiator blocks, which shouldn't be a problem. We do have a quest for the radiator, so. Please tell me your standard. Oh, your standard. Okay. That is pretty easy to pull off then. You get a bucket. I don't know if it'll work with my reservoir. But I can just right click on that. There we go. Oh, it's just puke and sand out too, or salt out. Do I have any extra drawers left? Or did I just use them all? Oh. I do have a drawer. Okay, good. You go there for now. Right, and you can have that. Means I have until this thing produces 80 stacks. This thing is also... You need to produce water. You're... You need to move water faster. Okay. It's producing water plenty fast. It's just for whatever reason... Either it's not... I don't think this thing pushes water very fast on its own is the problem. And that is... Yeah, see, that's much faster. Yeah, our distilled water is going up quite a bit quicker. Okay, so you need to disconnect from here. I need to look at my map. We are behind the water wheels. Perfect. I wanted to make sure I wasn't under this part here. And we are not, which is great. You need to go up. All right. Well, in case you're wondering why the episode's late, this bastard's why. All right. Hey, Bob, you still around? Yeah. He's been quiet, so he hasn't gone anywhere. We have a solar tower, though. Now, let me get up there. Oh, I need to harvest my chorus plant again. I should honestly probably shove that into a cloche. I should just get a cloche haul going, actually. So right now I have a single solar reflector, which each of these requires a block of silver on top of silver sheet metal. Yeah, well, actually, no, it's just silver sheet metal, but it's almost a block's worth of it. I mean to click that. And yeah, there's this tall guy. You need at least one, but for some reason I'm getting full sun. We are getting distilled water here, and apparently it is pumping out steam. So I have the pipes all hooked up. We are at Y level 88 now. My base is at level 21. And I had to, it was actually coming up directly under the water wheel, so I had to then sidetrack and then come up even some more, and yeah. But we have water flowing in from this side here, and then it is automatically outputting steam over here on this side. Looks like we are producing distilled water faster than this thing can turn it into steam during the day, which is fine for now, I guess. I'll build more of these solar reflectors off camera. You can have up to, let's see. Yeah, it is a solar tower tonight. In the overworld, about 230 reflectors are needed to reach full output. Yeah. At that point, it's going to be, you know, I'm going to need several more distillers. Keep it going. Yeah, there's my extra utility solar panels there. I need to find a better place for those because they're just kind of hanging out here. Freaking this stupid thing. It has to get so big in order to use it. And as soon as you get an arc furnace, it's just like, oh, well, you know, sure, whatever, don't need it anymore. I probably will for a few alloys, but for the most part, no. High ovens, man. Thought about using that to make steel, but, or not steel, but steam, but, eh. Alright, so how are we doing here on our Syngas producer? You can hear the distiller working. And it's not producing enough steam. I need to make more of those solar reflectors, apparently. I was kind of afraid of that. Oh, well. Alright, so it's freaking nighttime. And this thing is running like a beast. Yeah. Our progress bar is just going straight through the roof, and it's making a ton of noise. But yeah, it's at like 3000 C out of 630 C. I made 9 more reflectors. Yeah, it gets noisy too, apparently. I mean, just judging by the sound it's making, it's working really good. I have not been downstairs to find out if it's actually working good or not. So I'll have to go downstairs and see. Also, I apparently lost my Danknull somewhere, so I'm going to have to make another one. Although, the fact that the docking station just is basically non-functional until endgame, I'm not sure I'm going to even bother making the damn thing again. The good news is I did manage to empty it relatively recently, so I lost like a few hundred cobble and a couple thousand stone. Whoop-de-doo. Alright, let's go check on our Syngas producer over here. You're not getting steam. So this is making distilled water. We've gotten 9.5 stacks of sand going. But for some reason, that tower's not producing steam. I think I may have figured out what the problem might be, and it would be a screwed up recipe if it is the problem. So you can see here we've got like tons of, we've got like 8 different types of steam, right? I think the ore dictionary kind of killed this ability because the advanced generator steam does not have a corresponding bucket at all, right? I mean, it says it can be made, but I don't think it's actually properly in the fluid dictionary. I haven't tried it with pure water yet, but I really doubt that's going to make a difference. Now I'm looking at it, we've got superheated steam and steam from IC2. We look here, we've got superheated steam. But we have no like regular steam bucket, except for this one here from Mechanism. And here's the IC2 one, here we go. But there is no advanced generators steam. There is exhaust steam from Immersive Technology, which is its own little thing, apparently. And that would be We run this steam here through like a radiator, we get exhaust steam, or through steam turbine, we get this stuff. That stuff just is run through a heat exchanger to make distilled water and hot spring water. I mean, it's assuming that's even a thing, right? This steam does not exist, which is what I think the syngas producer is looking for. It's not looking for this steam, right? 'Cause we look at this and it doesn't have any uses. We have in the nuclear reactor, we have high pressure, we have exhaust, low pressure, low quality. The only other steam besides this one is IC2 steam, which we can make in a steam boiler from IC2. So, I mean, we can also make it in a heat exchanger, similar to how we're making pohoi and using that to make iron or make steel. So, JEI says here, or HEI or whatever it is. And it should be working. But, so there's no bucket here. We can make a florb. But it doesn't necessarily, it just shows the generic, florb water recipe. I don't think that this is actually possible right now, to use steam in the frickin' syngas producer. Which is a shame, because it can be dangerous, but I'll just do that. There we go. So how is this doing anyway? Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, I don't think that it's possible. I'm going to have to go dig through the files or something. Hey. Aren't you... Oh, because you're full. Oh, look, we got rotten eggs. Look at that. Nice. You need to do that. I really should just get some conduits on that and automate that apiary. So I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode because honestly, at this point, I don't know how to fix what I've been working on, and I just spent an entire episode on... Well, not the entire episode. I spent a good portion of this episode on trying to get this thing to work with steam, and I sunk a lot of materials into it. I mean, I put a tank down here, and it's not filling up with steam there. This thing is not gathering anything. I filled it up with carbon just in case it wanted that first, and still nothing. I could pump straight water into it and have it work. The only other thing I can possibly think of, let me try it. Just try to see if the fluid dictionary would come to my rescue, and... Surprise, surprise, steam doesn't even show up in the list of fluids that we can get, right? The distilled water does show up, though. Yeah, we have two different types of distilled water I can convert between the two of these. We have IC2 distilled water and immersive technology. Right now I'm working with immersive technology distilled water, which is what pretty much every machine up until this point is all from the same mod, and it's just not working. But I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. I'm going to go look on the GitHub, see what's going on there, see if there's any solutions. Read up on the mod pack page and see if there's something going on there, whatnot. But thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and until the next one, signing out. Have fun.